glasses fell too at the same time, just like that. It was amazing. The car just went. It died. So I went and got out. I got out of the car, walked out, and opened up the hood. And I looked at it. Of course, like everybody, you open up the hood, you look in there. You never know what you're looking for. You look at it. So I shut the hood, and I stood there, and I went, what am I going to do? My car's broken. I mean, I looked around, and I pulled out my phone, and I looked at my phone, and there was no reception. I was out of reception. I was in a place where there was no reception, you know. Can you hear me? Well, you can hear me, didn't hear me there. So I went, oh, what am I going to do? And then I used my, that Santa sense I have of where there might be a house, because, you need that when you're out there. And I sensed, and I went out, and I did my hand like this, and there's a house just over the rise. So I put my phone away, locked up the car, and I started walking. And I walked up the hill, and I came down the hill, and there was this house right there, old house with a wire, a fence and everything. I went up there, and I opened up the gate.
Like I'm left-handed.
And I walked up to the door, and I knocked on the door. A guy opens the door. Yes, what can I do for you? I went, well, my car broke down, and I need to, I need to use your phone. The guy goes, I don't have a phone. I went, you don't have a phone? He goes, sorry. I went, well, can you help me somehow? He says, well, I can take you into town tomorrow. I said, okay. He says, come on in. I'll let you have dinner with me, and then I'll take you into town tomorrow. I said, all right. So we sat down, and we had dinner. It was a nice dinner. It wasn't a bad dinner. It was a pretty good dinner. So we got done with dinner, and we took the dishes out into the kitchen and put them down, and I said, well, thank you. And he goes, have a good night. Your bed is at the top of the stairs. It's the first door, right after you get to the top of the stairs, straight ahead. I said, okay. And I started going to the door to go out of the kitchen. And he goes, but remember, don't touch the green gorilla. And I went, okay, I won't touch it. So I went out of the door. I went up the stairs. And I got just to the bedroom door. And it dawned on me. What's a green gorilla? And why would I want to touch it? So I turned around, I went back down the stairs. I went into the kitchen, I said, what is a green gorilla? And he says, really? You don't know what a green gorilla is? And I said, no. He says, follow me. He walks out and he grabs the keys right by the front door, opens up the door and walks out, and there's a Jeep. He gets into the Jeep, he says, get around, get in. So I jumped into the car with him. He starts up the Jeep. We go out. He gets out. He says, would you open the gate? So I jump out, and I push open the gate. And then we get out in the Jeep. We go driving. We go by my car. I wave at the car. It's broken. But, the poor car is stuck out there in the middle of the night, right? And then we go off onto a dirt road. And then suddenly he stops. And there's this sort of like trail. So we get on the trail and we walk. And we go up the hills and down and up. And then we come to this river. He gets in the rowboat. He rows across this river. Then we get on the other side of the river and we go up and over these hills again. And then we come to this huge, giant hedge. It's just huge. It's tall. And he goes up to the hedge and he pulls it apart. And down in this valley is this giant cage. And inside the cage is a giant green gorilla. It's got chains on it. And it's got teeth that go down like this. And it's sleeping. He says, that's the green gorilla. Do not touch the green gorilla. And I said, okay. I wouldn't want to touch that. So he closes that, and we go back over the hills. And we get back in the rowboat, and we row back. Row. We get out of the rowboat, and we go back over the hills, and we get back to the Jeep, and we get into the Jeep, and he starts it up, and we go over the dirt road. Back onto the road. Go by my car again, and I wave at the car. And then we get back to the house, and I open up the gate again for it. And we go back, and we park the car, we go in, and he goes, so, good night. I said, oh. And we go up the stairs, and I go into the bedroom, and I get into bed, and I'm laying there, and suddenly dawns on me. Well, what would it hurt to touch the green gorilla? You know, I'm Santa Claus. I mean, nobody hates Santa Claus. Why can't I go and touch the green gorilla? So I decide I'm going to go touch the green gorilla. I get up, I grab my phone, I put on my coat, you know, and I say, I'm going to go down. So I go down, I sneak down the steps. Make sure nobody's heard that. Get to the door, I grab the keys, open the door, shut the door. I went out to the Jeep, I started up, gotta open the gate, get out, open the gate, get on, start going down the road. Get onto the dirt road. Get to that trail. I go over the trail. Get to the river. I row across the river. I get out of the boat and I go up to that hedge and I pull the hedge apart. And I look down into the valley. And I see the green gorilla. And I think to myself, okay, I'm just going to sneak down there and I'm going to get real close to it. And I'm going to take a selfie with me with the green gorilla, because nobody's going to believe me about this green gorilla, right? Nobody. So I sneaked down there. As I got closer and closer, I got there and I took out my phone. I was going to get a selfie of me and this giant gorilla behind me. And I got the phone up and I was putting my hand back because I wanted to steady myself. And I thought I put my hand up against the bar, but I didn't. I put my hand and I had the camera on, and I noticed I put my hand on the foot, on the big giant toe of the green gorilla. I touched it. And I looked in my camera and I saw its eyes open. And it slowly brought its head down and was looking in the camera at itself. And its bloodshot eyes were looking at the camera and looking at me. And suddenly it roared. And I went, oh! And I suddenly went running because I had to get away. And I was looking with the camera still running. Oh, no, oh, no, oh, no, oh, no, oh, no, oh, no. And I was running and I could see the green gorilla behind me that was tearing off its chains and pulling the bars apart and stepping through the cage. And I was going, and I jumped through the hedge, you know, that giant hedge. I jumped through it and I'm going, okay, maybe I've gotten away. But no, it stepped right over the hedge. And I'm going, oh, and I jump into the boat, and I'm trying to row, and I'm seeing it coming, and I'm going, I'm rowing, and this giant gorilla is just walking, and it walks right into the water, and falls right down into the water, and goes straight down, but then its head comes right up out of the water. So I get out of it, and I jump out of the boat, and I start running over the hill, and I jump into the Jeep, and I tried to start it, and I can look out there and I see the green gorilla that's starting to come, and I can't get the Jeep to start, and I can't get the Jeep to start. Please start. Oh, and it finally starts. And I push on the gas, and we go like a shot, and I'm going down the dirt road. And my glasses come off, and I have to put it back on, and we keep going, and I'm driving, and I get onto the road. And I can see the green gorilla. It comes to the road and it looks around and it goes, aha, there he is. And it's following me and I get to the house. I jump up. I open the gate. I get back in the Jeep. I drive in and I'm getting there. And I still have the phone in my hand. I finally put the phone in my pocket. I jump out. I run up. I open the door. I close the door. I look around the room. I jump in the bed and I put the blanket over me and I listen. And suddenly I hear, come home! They broke down the door of the house. Oh no, I hear steps. Boom, 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 boom. I know. Then I hear it coming up the stairs. Boom, 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 boom. I hear it at my door. It stops. And then I hear it go over to the door next to me. It knocks on it. Boom, boom. I hear a voice in that room go, I'm in here. And then you suddenly hear it go, like it's waiting to go to the bathroom. He hears the flush. Oh, the guy opens the door. He goes, ah! He shuts the door. Somebody got the green gorilla. Green gorilla suddenly goes, "Ah!" walks over to my room and crushes the door open. I peek over my blanket, and I see it standing there. And I put it back up. It walks up to my bed. You can hear it walking up to my bed. It reaches down and pulls the blanket off and looks at me. And looks at me. And it takes its hand. And it goes like this right between my eyes and goes, "You're it." And then says, "You want to take that selfie? I think my mother would like a picture." And that's the green gorilla.